Hey guys, before we start today, I just want to tell you like what we are gonna build. So I just want to show you that how can we create an under budget desktop or a system that will be used by students or some professionals as well who do not have the required budget to buy a laptop like around 50K or something, but yeah, we will just find out how we can build or assemble a laptop at home that is under some 10K rupees, that's Indian rupees basically. So for that thing, what we require is that we just need to have some pi, Raspberry Pi. For now I'm using Raspberry Pi 4, one touch display, which is a 7-inch touch, touch display, and we will be also having a Bluetooth device so that we can connect our keyboard and the mouse. And for the power options, we can use our power bank, which is basically 20,000 mAh to power up our system. So the Pi will cost you around like 5 to 6K, and the display will also be around like 4K something, and all other things like the power bank and sorry the power bank and the keyboard Bluetooth will cost around like a couple of K. So it will be kind of in like around 10 to 12 maybe something. Apart from that, our system will be having all the capabilities that a computer can do. We can write some programs in our system, do some terminal commands as shell scripting as well. We also have the Bluetooth available since we have external Bluetooth device. Apart from that, it has Pi has got inbuilt Wi-Fi system as well, and everything, particularly what we do with our systems, we should be able to do with this. But the performance, we just need to check out like what are the performance later on in the following videos. So yeah, let's get started guys. Hey guys, today we are gonna have some interfacing with this LED 7-inch with a Raspberry Pi. You can see that it's a 7-inch LED that has got some GPIOs in order to have interfacing with our Raspberry Pi 4. So let's get started. So it has got some of the screws that we'll be needing to install our Raspberry Pi on top of it, and apart from that there are some jumper wires that are basically the female to female. If you can see, oh, yeah, these are female to female jumper wires, and we'll be using them to interface through these GPIOs as we show in the video, and these will get connected with our Raspberry Pi 4. And there is also one strip that will be to send some data in order to show or reflect or display on our display system. So it is pretty much simple interfacing, and the circuit is also very simple enough. We just need to do some assembly. Let's see. Here I am having this Raspberry Pi 4, and I've done small tweaking on it. Just put some some metal on this so that it can absorb some heat for us. And Raspberry Pi also has one display port that we'll be using this strip to put there, and we have our jumper wires to get started with. Let's get started. So in order to power our Raspberry Pi, our display will be using this power adapter, which is basically 3 amp high volt adapter, and it's simple USB type this output jack for the same. and I'm just plugging this into the power port, and let's see like what will happen. So a display has got its own port for the same, like we we can just plug in into there and just see like if something happens. So yeah, I put the power plug on, and as you can see, there is nothing happening as such. We are getting nothing as a response when I plug in the power jack. The reason being is that the display does not have any sort of mechanism to show us that power has been plugged on. We can only get to know when the Raspberry Pi is connected basically to it. So for that reason, we are having these jumper wires which help us to power our Raspberry Pi through our display. So yeah, as you can see that there are basically five pins, GPIO pins for our display, and we might be needing just two or four. For now, there is two is sufficient in order to power on our Raspberry Pi. So yeah, there's the red and the green. We'll be using these two in order to power up our Raspberry Pi. Guys, just we need to install Raspberry Pi OS on our SD card. We just need to burn the OS on the SD card, and for that reasons we have a manager available that will help us to do so, to basically burn the operating system on our SD card. We just need to download this. Since I'm having Mac and I've already downloaded this for my MacBook, and you can do the same for the Windows and the Ubuntu, and the steps will be the same. So let's get started. So I will just open up my Raspberry Pi manager or imager, you can call it, and it has got pre-installed or the predefined operating system for you. Just you can see that there are a number of operating systems you want to install on your SD card, and for now I'm using this the default image to burn up my device, and for that thing I will plug in my SD card and get started. So yeah, now I have inserted my USB drive, and we can just see now that the mass storage device is available for us, and we just need to select it and then press the right button, and it will start burning our USB drive. So before that, I just want let you know that anything that is on your SD card or on your USB drive, that will get erased. So this is the warning sign for that. Let's get started. So yeah, it will take a moment for us to write up, maybe up to 10-15 minutes, and we shall come back after that. Guys, now our device is ready. It has got installed our Raspberry Pi OS, and now we should just. So these two wires are basically the 5 volt and the 0 volt to give the proper power connection to our Raspberry Pi. So now just we have put these two power up. We just need to see something. Let's power on our device again and see what will happen. So yeah, I power on my Raspberry Pi now, and there is something happening in the display as well. Just give me a sec. As you can see, there is a beeper. So yeah, and also you can see the green blinking. That means Raspberry is pressing something right now, and similar thing we can see on the display as well. So yeah, as I have already like installed Raspberry Pi OS on my USB SD card basically, and we just need to do something post installation configurations in order to set up our OS. So just go and we just need to select our country first. Let's go to India. Let's find if India is there. And the language we can, I'm basically Kashmiri, so yeah. Time zone is Calcutta is for everything, and we'll be using the US keyboard. So yeah, here we might get a little stuck, reason being that we do not have any sort of other IO mechanisms like the keyboard or the mouse. So we may not be able to like type in, since this is not the mobile touch screen. It will come up whether it's on keyboard, but yeah, we just need to find some external keyboard in order to get started or get done. So for now, we will wrap up here, and in the next follow-up videos we'll be seeing how do we do some other interfacing with the Raspberry Pi using this display. Maybe we find some other operating system that will help us with the keyboard, or some other applications if we may be able to install it. Stay tuned. Bye bye guys. Hey guys, I was just checking some old stuff and I found this Bluetooth keyboard. Unfortunately, I was not able to find the mouse right now, but yeah, I have pretty much got what we need for now, at least to get started at at the place we had got stuck. So yeah, I think we can take some advantage of this right now, and yeah, let's find out how. So yeah, guys, my Pi is right now on, but I will turn it off, shut down, and we will plug in our Bluetooth device, as we have got plenty of USB with this Pi. So yeah. Yeah, this is how we do install this USB device into the port, and yeah, let's check out if we get something. Yeah, let me turn on the device. So yeah, our Pi got restarted, and you can see that we have got everything on the display, as I have already like logged in into the system. So yeah, let me try to show you, like, to log out, then put some username and password. Let's try to type in something. Yeah, you can see that I've already logged in, but I just need to put on my password here. So yeah, as you can see that we are able to type in something and just get logged in. Yeah, that's right. Let's try to open the terminal and try to make some commands. As you are familiar with the Linux terminal, there are some commands like to update, oh yeah, it says that everything is like upgraded and we just don't need to install anything. And also, like, I have already like used my Wi-Fi system to connect with the internet, so that's the reason it's I haven't just put that in this video, but yeah, later on, maybe some other time, we will see, like. All right, fine guys, so this is all what we need to assemble our first mini system. with the Pi 4.0, and we have got pretty much everything that's required for any system. So you can do anything you just want to do the programming, create some small projects, and depending upon like the performance, we just need to check out what will the performance of the system. Maybe in the following videos we can check that as well, what we can do and what we cannot do with our Pi. Yeah, so I think this is pretty much good for the students, at least who are in their college, who don't have much budget to purchase a new branded laptop that will cost them around like 50K or something like around that. But yeah, with under 10K, I think this might be possible with this setup. So yeah, guys, stay tuned. Please do like and subscribe. This is my first video. This was my in fact first video, and I'll be just creating some more good stuff and content for you people. Please keep me motivated by pressing the like button and subscribing to this channel. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye.